Sometimes we don't understand native speakers not because they use words that we don't know or, difficult sentence structures that are just not clear, but because the way they speak. Now, what do I mean by that? Let me show it to you. Oh, really? She didn't tell me about it. Here, I'm pretty sure you can understand the sentence even without the subtitles. She didn't tell me about it, yeah? But the thing is, native speakers don't speak like that. They would probably say, really? She didn't tell me about it. And that non-native speaker can immediately miss. Why do you think that's the case? Now, some people can tell the speed of their speech, but let's check that one. She didn't tell me about it. She didn't tell me about it. See here, I keep the speed on the same level, but again, the second sound less clear than the first one. Now, the difference is that there are no gaps between the words when native speakers speak. And it doesn't really apply only to English. It applies to any language, to your own mother tongue. When you speak your own language, you probably don't put those pauses between words. You don't just have those gaps. You don't need them. So you just kind of add the word into word like a puzzle, and it sounds almost like one word. So that's what the fluency of pronunciation is. Now, the question here is, how can you reach that level of fluency in your pronunciation? I'm going to give you 4 tips. Number 1 tip about pronunciation in general is to understand certain rules, basically certain facts. So the fact that I just shared with you was that native speakers add words into words, and some words kind of get melted. And that's why you might miss the word or miss the meaning or the whole sentence, the meaning of the whole sentence. Let's take another example to see whether that's the case. Please keep your phone away for the rest of the day. Let's pay attention to the second part of the sentence, for the rest of the day. So I don't say for the rest of the day. You almost don't hear off because it gets sort of melted into the other words, and it becomes part of those words. So now you know the fact, and while listening and doing some practice, you can apply that just because you know it. The second thing that can help you is paying attention. Paying attention when you listen. We call this active listening, but active listening can be when you focus on the meaning, when you focus on the structure of the sentences, on different kinds of idiomatic expressions. Here, I mean you have to focus on pronunciation exclusively. You have to listen to how the words are pronounced, how the sounds are pronounced, and exactly that is going to help you reproduce the same way of speech. The third one is, of course, practice. That's called shadowing. When you listen to something, press the pause. First, of course, pay attention to what sounded differently from your pronunciation. Then, rule number 2, then press the pause and repronounce it as many times as required for you to sound the closest to the native speakers. Here you can ask for some, fair judgments from native speakers, from your teacher, if they are experts in pronunciation, or you can just listen to your own voice and compare it with the original native speakers, audio. And then you can make your own fair judgment whether that sounds close or not. And really in pronunciation, you have to pay attention to small details. If you just talk about, fluency, it doesn't really matter whether you said speak or talk, but the way you say certain words makes the whole world of difference. And the fourth one is about different kinds of words separately that you might not know how to pronounce. There, without any doubt, just go and check those words in different kinds of, online dictionaries. I know that in Google Translate, you can even choose the accent, British accent pronunciation and American. For example, for British, they can say go, and for American, they would probably go girl. And that would help you with separate words, but word by word becomes sentence, and that becomes your whole speech. I really hope this helps, and if you have any questions or queries, you can add them in the comments, and I'll try to help you out. I'll see you in the next video, and you'll speak.